Hello, I'm Refashionista Sheri, and if you love all things thrifted and vintage and upcycled and DIY'd, you're definitely in the right place because I post brand new rockin' Refashionista videos every single week. So go ahead and subscribe, share my channel with your friends, and enjoy all of my fabulous free tutorials. Look what I got free from the Carrot app. I have been wanting one of these woven big straw beach bags forever, and they were always too expensive for me, even at the thrift shops. So I was thrilled when I found this in the free section on Carrot. And you know what else? You know what else I got? I got today's refashioning victim. This awesome, but rather incredibly plain cropped sweatshirt style jacket. And it is very, very cool. It's very reminiscent of Star Wars for me, which is why I think it's so cool. But it is very plain and it's not the greatest color in the world. And there's a couple little stains on it. So you know what? Today, we are going to refashion this, dye it, add a bunch of stuff to it, and make it exactly my taste and style without sewing anything if we don't want to. So let's get making. For this very, very easy refashioning project, all you need is your light colored garment. And again, remember, I got this one for free, and I can totally see why it was for free because there's more stains here on the sleeves, and there's also some little runs here. So we will deal with that after we do this first thing. And what are we doing first? We are dyeing it with this awesome fuchsia dark pink dye that I got from the dollar store for only $1.50 each. And I'm going to use two because this is quite thick. So far I've spent only $3 on this project. So let's go dye it. So I always recommend using the instructions on the actual dye you're using. For mine, I have super hot water because this is a hot dye bath. I've emptied both of my dye packs into it, and I'm adding some salt because it really does help to set the dye and keep it looking fresher and brighter longer. And if you want to learn all of my top dye and bleaching tips and tricks, I highly recommend checking out my Refashioning 101 e-course because there's a whole massively huge section including tutorials devoted to dyeing and bleaching. This came out absolutely incredibly awesome. I am in shock because it did have those oil stains or just stains in general on it. I was very concerned that it was going to come out patchy because that happens a lot of the time, especially when it's a mystery stain and you have no idea how the dye is going to react to the stain. But look, there's literally nothing. It is all very uniform. It just looks fantastic. Even the inside and even the back is perfect. So now we're gonna, zhuzh this up a little bit and make it exactly to my Refashionista taste and style. And so, of course, what are we gonna do? First things first, we're gonna put this Refashionista patch on because that's very important. And of course, we need even more patches, so let's check in my stash here. As you can see, I use every bit of space possible in my little basement studio for storage. And here's my breaker box. And yeah, these are just, Dollar Tree baskets that stack up very nicely and have all of my little patchy bits and bobs and lace and like faux fur and felt and just everything is always very organized because I hate it when I can't find something. But this here is my patches basket, and I think we just need this lovely bag of patches right at the top here. So as you saw from my stash, I'm very, very organized. And so in this bag, I have even more little bags, and these are all categorized here. If I don't do this, I simply cannot sleep at night. Oh, here, I actually already stitched on my lovely personalized Refashionista patch, and I'll put the link down below to where I get these. And it's like a whole list of all of my favorite sewing gear and patches and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, go check that out. And if you want anything, just get it. All right, so This one is a great big floral, and it's like a collar, and I'm really not sure what I'm going to use it on because it's very, very big. I might actually end up cutting it up and using smaller pieces. Here's some more little flowers, a bunch of numbers here. Here is just some funky ones, another Star Trek phaser in here, and some flowers. And these are the ones that we're going to be using today, and they're all kind of retro and cool looking. So I'm going to go through these and arrange them, come back and show you, and we'll see what you think. Okay, so I've arranged some of my cool 80s patches over here, a lovely rainbow heart there, a zipper patch on the pocket, and of course 1973 for this Gen X's birth year down the sleeve area, and that actually covers up all of those little snags and pulls that were there. But you know what? I'm really not feeling this. I think I have to invest in some patches that really reflect, you know, the refashionista that I am, and get some tools, maybe some sewing gear type of patches, and yeah, then come back and work on this again. And you know what, guys? It happens sometimes where I get halfway through, partway through a project, and then I think, you know what, I'm not really feeling this, and I got to get some more stuff to finish it. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. So if there's anyone out there who knows where I can get some lovely embroidered patches that are like tools, paint brushes, paint cans, a sewing machine, anything like that, scissors, all that kind of cool stuff, let me know, because I'm definitely on the hunt for some now. Okay, so clearly, as I said, this definitely needs something else on it. So this is still an in progress Refashionista project, but we will be revisiting it very, very soon. And I'm popping on my Refashionista thinking cap so I can figure out exactly what I'm going to do with this. And if you have any ideas, as always, please do let me know down below. But you know what time it is, guys? It is time for another Cool Things in My House. And today, I am finally sharing the before and after of my little studio downstairs and all the work that was put into it, plus my entire Refashionista stash and how I store it. So enjoy! So we moved in here in February of 2022, and every single room in this house was just absolutely filthy and disgusting and moldy, and everywhere needed painting and a deep clean and loads of upcycling, mending work as well. And as you can see, we actually own our own carpet cleaner because moving in Toronto is always like this. You never get to move into just a lovely clean home. But once the carpet was clean and all the walls were painted, I could finally move in all of my cool little studio things and my stash and figure out how to get it all organized and put away. So here it is. And here we are at the door to my little office, which of course is in the basement. And let's go down and see what we have. Right, of course, there's a tripod right at the bottom of the stairs. And you guys are always asking me about my stash storage. So here is some of it. Luckily, this little area is like built in to our little tiny house here. And there is some of my fabrics that have just traveled the world with me, and I still haven't made enough stuff to get rid of it all. So again, any ideas you guys want to throw at me for what I can make with, you know, pillowcases, tablecloths, random fabrics, please go ahead. Here is a vintage pattern here that I am never ever going to open and use. I got it at the thrift shop in Germany, and I can't use patterns. I can't figure them out, and so it's just, you know, like a decorative item for me. And there's a bunch of vintage zippers there. I like to reuse containers, of course, so I keep everything organized in, you know, reused jars. Here's some like skin cream things, and what's in there? Oh, buckles and clips are in there. it's, you know, I mean, it's organized and it gets the job done. And up here is, of course, my lovely stackable Dollar Tree baskets that hold all of my little bits and bobs and patches and lace bits. Everything is organized according to the type of bits of fabric that it is here. I know what everything is and it is organized, so that's good. And again, this is just stored in my breaker box area here, this little tiny breaker box closet. All right, over here, look, there is my very old Schneiderbust or mannequin or whatever the heck you want to call it. In German, it's Schneiderbust. I got her in Germany and she moved internationally with me and has been through a lot. She has been repaired and repaired so much. So again, you don't need to spend a lot of money to have this kind of stuff. I think she cost me €5. Here is like a quilt set, a quilt and a pillowcase here that I'm thinking I'm going to make into a top and trouser set. So keep an eye out for that. We'll see what I'm going to do with it. Of course, my Barbies, as I continually share all the time on my site. And I mean, I do have playlists devoted to all of my vintage Barbies and where I got them. So, of course, you can find all the links for everything down below. This here is yet another bit of furniture that came over from Germany with us, and I'll link the tutorial for what I did to this down below for you, but it definitely needs an update. Right now, it holds all of my little scraps, and like chopped sleeves and stuff are all in there. What else do we have? Here, of course, is my wall. What is this called? A gallery wall, I guess. And yeah, just behind my desk there where the magic happens, all the editing magic. This lovely, I always forget the English word, Schrank. I guess it's like a kitchen buffet. I found it on the side of the road in the trash and I super cleaned it up. I was going to paint it, but then I thought, you know what? I really like this kind of aged look. It's very shabby chic, which I guess was popular, you know, more than a few years ago, but I still like it. And there is just a bunch of vintage books in there, crafty books, and, you know, stuff like this that I pick up at garage sales. Like, does anyone remember these photo albums? And they don't really even make pictures like this anymore, right? Although I guess this would probably hold square format photos, which I guess is still modern enough. But this is clearly from the 1960s. And down here is some random things, photo albums here from my modeling days and all of this, some picture frames that I want to upcycle. Here is some paints, fabric paints, brushes, all of that kind of stuff. Up here we have all of my little acrylic paints. Here is, don't really need to open that, but whatever. Here is my little hand sewing basket. Back there is some Velcro, all of my belts, fabric belts that I hold on to, and that's just pieces of like leather belts and stuff back there. I really have an extensive stash, right? So there is just some more random stuff like chalkboard markers, those iron beads, I can't remember what they're called, and my 2 boot top baskets, which just hold, what is in this one? Oh, random Mardi Gras beads. And here, all of my little upcycled tools, like wooden chopsticks are always great for poking stuff. This I clearly use for gluing when I don't want to burn my fingers. Just all this kind of random stuff that I hold on to. And of course, the famous barbecue brush that I use for distressing denim is here. And what else do we have? This here actually used to live in my little dining room, but then I got my cool vintage dining room buffet to hold all of my vintage dishes. And so this now lives down here, which is great because it gave me more storage space and it just looks nice. So there's all of my buttons and everything. And these boxes here, I, of course, got at the thrift shop for just a couple of dollars, or actually euros, because I got them in Germany years ago. And this has zippers in it. This has elastics in it. This one has a bunch of vintage trim, like embroidered, colorful trim. This one is black lace. This one is white lace. And in here is all of my jewelry findings and little tools so I can upcycle necklaces and everything. Down here is just some more random stuff, but it's all neatly put away. This little jewelry box I actually upcycled because I found it in the trash, and then I just, painted it for my kiddo and stuck a bunch of stuff on it, and whatever, she doesn't want it anymore, so now it lives here. Here is a bunch of accessories that I made, and of course you can find all the tutorials on my blog for those. Oh, in here is my collection of little bags and belts that I use to make my belt bags, and a printer. Here, of course, is the dollhouse that I actually found in the trash, and then I cleaned it up and I used it for one of my kiddos' birthday parties. I filled it up with candy and we had a big candy house. I'll link that down below for you because I did share it. I'm pretty sure everybody has a chair like this, either in their bedroom or in their craft room or somewhere. And this is just the pile that never ends of projects that I get an idea for it. So I go in my stash and I pull something out, or I thrift something and I think, hey, yes, I'm going to share this tutorial. Let's get making it. And then I find something else and I get distracted, and so on and so forth. This lovely dress, actually, this gorgeous bridesmaid or prom dress, I've been meaning to do something with since last summer when I got it. So hopefully I will get to it this summer because it is very cool and the idea I have for it is absolutely amazing. Over here is where I keep pretty much all of the stuff that I use when I'm packaging up the sales from my online shop of my makes. And everything is, it might not look super neat and tidy, but it is, everything is categorized in each of those little bags there because I only use upcycled and recycled materials to package up my stuff. And in here's actually all of my crochet things because a few years ago, many years ago, I thought I was going to become an expert at crochet, and I absolutely did not. So that lives there, although sometimes I do pull it out and I do try. And down here we have envelopes. My collection of envelopes that I use for shipping my items. Down there is some boxes, of course, for shipping items. In here, all of my upcycled packaging material for shipping items. And of course, here we have the magical table where I film my tutorials. And this here is the little kind of tripod that I fashioned that just hooks onto the edge of the table here. And then this was from something else totally different, so I just zip tied it all together, and it works great, right? There's no need to spend a bunch of money ever. If you have a refashionista imagination, you can figure stuff out, and it moves. I can put it anywhere I need to put it while I am filming. Down here. Over here is just a couple of baskets of things that, once again, much like the chair there, I think, hey, I'm going to make something, so I better have it really, really handy, like right here. And yeah, so these flowers, though, go with this pink dress here. So let's really, I'm going to try to get that one done for you guys. And la la, of course, here we have the sewing area, and this is just a couple of things that need a bit of mending here. And this actually was the vintage sewing table that lived in my kiddo's room for a very long time that I upcycled and made it super storage and cool for her. And again, she doesn't want it anymore because she's too cool for it now. So I get it back, and it's actually gets to be used for, for sewing, which is what it was originally for. Over here, oh my goodness, is more things that I've either made, I want to do something with, or like here, look, it's Esther is here, Francoise is here, Nancy. This is just a really cool skirt I made out of curtains years ago, and it's very awesome and princessy and regal. So I'll link the tutorial for that down below for you. Oh, here's Chantal. And again, just some more stuff. Oh, my awesome Bathpuff skirt. And of course, the amazing floral cropped jacket that I did. And I actually wear this. It's awesome. What else? Oh, the sink, of course, where I do all of my dyeing and paint cleaning and all of that kind of stuff. Down here, oh, look, we have a bunch of spray paint and paint, of course. This is, just a bathroom, that's all. Yeah, so I kind of put most of my stuff that I have from my time in Japan here, which is kind of cool. What else? What else do you need to see? All right. Sorry, we're getting a little bit dark over here by my desk because I don't have the light on. And yeah, this is my desk. This is where all the behind the scenes stuff happens, social media editing, voiceovers, all that kind of stuff. My voiceover mic, of course, and of course I can look at my Barbies there. Oh, my ring light and camera for when I do my interviews, which I actually have another one today. I did one yesterday and I have another one today, so that's cool. Okay, here is a tip for ya. These are cutlery drawers, and they work brilliantly for storing thread. These here, do you know what that is? Those are manicure toe separators, and they are brilliant for keeping your bobbins all neat and tidy. So as you could figure out, here I have my dark colored threads, and here I have my light colored threads. So it's very easy to find everything. Back over here, in these, here is just more random crafty stuff. These are actually elf ear headphones that I sometimes wear just because why not? It's fun. And of course, I have my favorite quote right beside me to remind me there's power in looking silly and not caring that you do. And this one here, because I often forget to take a break and I will just keep going and going until I get all of my work done, which is actually not very healthy, but what are you going to do? Okay. I think, guys, oh, here we go. This here is my wonderful secondhand shelf and very cheap laundry basket storage here. So the shelf is, of course, an IKEA Kallax shelf. And because the bins that actually fit into it from IKEA are quite expensive, I went to the dollar store and did some measuring and figured that these laundry baskets fit perfectly in my lovely secondhand Kallax shelf. And so here is where I store all of my items that I have for sale in my online shop. And of course, everything is wonderfully categorized so I can easily find it all. And let's take a little peek. This here is my absolutely fabulous suitcase table that I made. So I'll link that tutorial down below for you. And I don't even remember what's in it. Oh, summertime stuff. Okay, makes sense. All right, so I hope you enjoyed that. I think I showed pretty much my entire stash. Did I? Oh, right. Down here in these big pop-up laundry bins. I have some more of my clothing stash in there, and it's mostly denim things, so I know where everything is. Oh, by the way, I have an idea for these dinosaurs here. I think I'm going to turn them into lamps. What do you think? Yes? No? I think it'll be kind of cool. Anyway, so hope you enjoyed that, and let me know if you like my little storage ideas here. As always, thank you so much for making it to the end of my video, and absolutely let me know what you think of my stash and my storage ideas and how you yourself keep your Refashionista stash organized, or maybe not so organized. I'd love to know, and get even some more ideas for mine, of course. And as always, please do stay safe, stay well, and I'll catch ya on the zigzag. Right? This is super cool as it is, but it really needs something else, doesn't it? I think it needs more patches, but definitely Refashionista themed patches.
This is Confessions of a Refashionista.